Hi there, how are you? Yeah, it's been a while. I thought I'd do a new video as we're back in. You might see a bit of a change. Things have gone a bit pear-shaped for myself. Yeah, life's changed a little bit in the past time I've posted. Things have happened in my personal life. Things have changed. Things have had to go. Yeah, we all go through these moments in life, but it's coming out the other side and smiling if you can. It's thanks to my friends and real good friends that have managed to sort me out and get me through things. You know who you are. You've looked after me and helped me through a difficult time. Those who know what's happened, but yeah, it is what it is. Life is what it is, and you carry on doing what you do. So coming back. What I'm doing now is I'm still doing RC. I'm going to carry on doing RC as much as I can. Carry on trying to do video footage and stuff. I still owe. I'm going to try and compile Filey from May, which I have some videos of. We're off up again to Filey in a couple of weeks for September again. So we'll be doing a bit more video for that. I'm in a better place, so we'll get a bit more video content and get another video out there for Filey for September's winter one. I hopefully, well, we'll be back in May for the big one in May, and then September next year, 2026. We're off to France. I am going 100%. We went last year, the year before. Was it this year? Last year. I can't remember. Last year's. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal. So we're back there again. Brian McDonald, Ian Turner. You do your thing and show us where to go. We'll fly. That's all I can say. Thank you guys. Hopefully there'll be a few more of us there this year. Next year, 2026, next year. Be a few more of us there in 2026. So be more of you enjoying what we do and flying and that lot. But right, get on to the video. Enough of a rant, rebel, crack on like that. I want to talk about AliExpress. Never ordered from there before, really, if I'm honest. If I have in the past, it's only been bits and bobs because obviously it's just Chinese stuff getting from China and stuff like that. There is a lead time with it, don't get me wrong. There is a time frame of ordering your stuff. I've heard stories of people not getting stuff. We've got a friend who's ordered some stuff that seemed too good to be true. It was in a bit of a scam, and he got sent some pictures of stuff that's what he'd ordered, but it wasn't what he'd ordered. You know what I mean? So, but all I can say is pay on your credit card, and then you're gonna have a bit more of a stand if stuff doesn't turn up. But I imagine there's lots and lots of people have ordered from AliExpress and have had no troubles whatsoever. I've had obviously a friend of he got done, so you know, and he's currently going through his credit card thing now, trying to sort it out and everything. I believe he went through PayPal, paid through PayPal, but they do not cover you for buying stuff outside of the UK. So just be aware of that, you know. So if you are buying from them using PayPal, don't think you're covered. You're not. So I use my credit card. I know I was covered with my credit card. And obviously if stuff on there seems too good to be true, it probably is, if depending on what you're buying. You know what the value of the stuff is you're buying. And if it's super cheap, do your research, check out. That's all you can do, really. Check the company that you're buying. You can look at the company that you're buying from, check their feedback, see what their reviews are, and see what they're actually selling. And that's all I can say to you, is just do a little bit of research before you click buy it now. If it's too cheap, it's got to be, wrong. Or if it's mega cheap and it turns up, it might be a little bit iffy, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You guys know what you're doing and that lot. But I'm just going to show you what I brought. It took a while, don't get me wrong. The first item took 4 weeks and the second item took 5 weeks to come. So if you're in no rush, not a problem. I checked out where I was buying from, checked their feedback, checked that they are genuine people, to see that that's what they're selling. They are offering discounts, obviously, like they are a lot of discounted to rather than buying from the UK. If you want to obviously buy from the UK, you've got to pay the price. And the UK is now very expensive for buying stuff. Everything is super expensive. I mean, bloody food's expensive, isn't it? You guys know. So we're all looking for that little bargain, trying to keep the hobby down, the cost of the hobby down, which is understandable. And that, so I'm going to be doing more of a. I can't afford it, if I'm honest. Hey, man of life, so I can't really afford it, to do what I used to do. But I will try. I'm going to keep you guys up to date. And if I can find a bargain out there, I will share it with you. And it's simple as that. Like, and probably I'll put the links in the description of where I bought it from, the seller. You prepared to spend the money and do the time. Bang it on your credit card, make sure you're covered and everything like that. All I can tell you is from my experience from these sellers, I couldn't fault it, if I'm honest. They give you a full, when you download the app, go on the app, sign into the app, once you've done your purchase, it gives you a full tracking history, and I mean like mental tracking history. It gives you the full list of where it is, where it's been, through customs in China, then waiting the flight, coming over to the UK through our customs, then handed over to the courier. Both of them come with Every. So then once it's in the Every network, you get the notifications from Every. And, Every are quite good, to be fair to them, with the photos and telling you where it is and stuff like that. Both of them have come with damaged external boxes. I can't knock that. They all come with an external cardboard sleeve outside the retail packaging. There is damage on the retail packaging, and there was damage on the external packaging. But I obviously, as soon as I got them, I opened them up just to make sure. But the internal contents are fine. And at the end of the day, you're not flying the box, are you? So you've got to take that risk on that. But all I can say is obviously check your stuff and take it from there. Really, it's a risk that you take. But let me turn you around, show you what I got. I'm going to do a bit of an unboxing, and then obviously when I do get to fly them, I will do a review on the flying and everything. But yeah, I'll take from there. I mean, you know me, I do boxings, tell you how it is, what it is, and everything like that. So we'll go from there. All right, let's flip you around. Right, so we ended up with the 50mm EDF by Arrows RV, the Hawk, Red Arrows Hawk, which is obviously a foam model on there. All the check and the spec and everything. She's damaged on the boxes. The box is a bit damaged, but obviously it's the internals that you're after. And there's a spec there. And obviously we're not flying the box. So that's the first one. Second one is the FMS 64mm EDF Futura Sport. So flip that around there. The different colour variations of it. The green one obviously on the box, red one obviously on the box, and the yellow. So there we go. Colour variants on that one. So is there any spec on there? German, no English one on there. Let's have a look on the end. No, and there we go. Yellow. As you guys know, I am a yellow flyer. Hey. So we're going to start with the Arrows Hawk, sort of how it comes. Operating instructions there. Obviously assembling instructions. There is English versions in there, which is the same as all the manuals, to be honest, but obviously different languages, as you can imagine. On inspection there was no damage whatsoever. It's obviously just the external box, stuff like that, so it all comes. There we go. Just a bit of start fine on there, but yeah, lovely. All comes obviously with the servos pre-installed from Arrows and everything. So that's that one. Have a quick butchers at that. Pull that out. Pull that out. There. We got fixing screws. Tail plane. Take the tail plane out. So, horns pre-installed and everything. So lovely. And then just the fuselage. So there's not much to this one. So it should be a relatively quickly easy install. I'm doing this with one hand. But the quality on these Arrow ones, as you know, they're all pretty good, to be honest. Everything's pre-installed. And if you can see down there, there's the EDF already installed there. Beautiful. And yeah, you cannot fault it. There's no damage whatsoever. Obviously just on the external box, but do your checks and everything. Canopy up. This is the one with the built-in gyro with it. So there's a gyro pre-installed in there. All the electronics pre-installed. Oh, is that? Yep, there we go. All ready for your receiver. And the cables there. There is a TX60 on there. So yeah, I can't fault this one, to be honest. Relatively quick, easy install. Yeah. Also, I'll give you a full review on flying it, but they fly amazing. And there's going to be a few of us that have got them. So, believe it or not, hopefully we can do a bit of a Red Arrows. What do we need? 9, at least 9. So I'm hoping there's 9 of us. I know there's definitely quite a few of us that have got them already. So hold on for the video on that one. So brilliant. So this is the FMS Futura, the 64mm Sport Futura. Obviously manual again, full different languages and everything in there. So full detailed how to assemble it, but can't be that much of assembling required, to be honest. So pull them out. Let's have a quick look at this. Quite a small wing section, to be honest. It's really quite a small, really small wing section on it. For it to have flaps and ailerons as well, but obviously FMS, anything you know from FMS is really good quality. The foam's really nice, everything's labelled up. Little brass inserts there in the plastic tabs. So and there's a slot there for the undercarriage, I'd say. So yeah, really nicely painted. Quality and finish on it's really nice. Saying that, there's a bit of a mark there. Yeah, well, you know how foam is. Life of foam, to be honest. There's the other one. So the wing section, that one's a bit better. But yeah, quality. Yeah, it's really nicely finished. I can't complain. Looks quite nice. Let's have a look there. Pull that out there. I've got a rudder section. lovely. Yeah, that seems like real nice quality, to be honest. Servo's pre-installed. Alright, what we've got there, the tail section. Servo's installed again. Quality. Foam on everything. But yeah, this is it won't leave it. A bit static there. Yeah, but yeah, lovely. Linkage is all pre-installed. Let's have a look at this. Right, there's a carbon tube there. Just for the wing joiner. Put that down there. Just packaging. So what we've got there, the undercarriage. Looks like quite nice. Spring-loaded undercarriage. Obviously it's fixed undercarriage, this one is. I believe the bigger version has the retracts in it, but obviously you will pay for that. That's slightly more on the price. So got full undercarriage, which seems quite good quality, to be fair. Nice aluminium there. And even the nose wheel's got spring section into it as well. So yeah, tyres seem alright. Squidgy-ish, quite hard, to be fair. And then let's have a look at the hardware and get it out. Oh, what have we got? Alright, bit of quality control there. Okay. Yeah, just a couple of hex head screws, machine screws. Okay. There's the removable nose section of it. That must just click on, which it looks that way. And there. So that's a nice thing. And also AliExpress do sell spare parts I've seen on the on their website, so you can obviously order spare parts if you damage it, which is quite nice. And FMS will obviously do spare parts as well. Let's have a look at that. See if I can open this up. There seems to be a catch on there. See if I can. Sorry about that. I'll do it one-handed. Not very good. Right, let's pause you there. So canopy's released there. You've obviously got a servo in for the steerable nose wheel. All the servos pre-installed, and all the cables pre-installed. Even Velcro straps and some spare Velcro there for the battery, which is quite a nice touch, to be honest. We've got a TX60 again, which is quite nice. TX60 already on the ESC. So yeah, relatively smart boards, obviously. Yeah, quite nice. Let's take that out a sec. So there's the fuselage out. It's quite a size really for the fuselage. I think it's all fuselage, I think, with the Futura anyway. There's a removable hatch obviously to replace the EDF, but there's obviously a graphic that covers that, air intake there for it. Just look down the have a quick look down the tail. You can see the EDF already pre-installed there, and then through the front vents in there as well. So ducting straight through it. But yeah, the quality of the foam seems really nice. Just spotted that a little dink on the. But oh well, this is what you get with foam, isn't it? It is what it is. But retail, yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, definitely, quite a nice bit of kit really. Everything's labelled up, air rudder and stuff. So can't fault it really. Quality is quite nice. So there is a clip on the nose, so you can get spare noses and stuff. Lovely.